when he was with the Philadelphia Phillies. And this was early on in his career. And a kid with cancer comes up to him and wants a signed ball, right? He comes down and there's a photo of it. This kid's real skinny, right? He's going through cancer, he's going through chemotherapy. And he comes up to Chase and he wants an autographed baseball. And Chase signs it. Now fast forward, 15 years later, there's a video of Dave Roberts in the locker room with the LA Dodgers. And Dave Roberts is passing a photo around to all the players in the major leagues. And Chase Utley's in the back of the room, because now he's been in the league, for about 20 some years, and he's ending his career with the LA Dodgers. And he shares this photo of that kid who had cancer. And then he brings the kid who had cancer through the doors. And that kid who once had cancer is now wearing an LA Dodgers uniform, coming to the front to address the whole major league locker room. That kid, 15 years later, who once had cancer, was now standing in front of the locker as a teammate of Chase Utley's. Chase Utley comes to the front of the room. Obviously, he's crying. He'd never even seen that kid for 15 years. Chase had gone to that hospital multiple times to visit that kid and to help, fund whatever the cancer that he was going through. So I want to tell you guys that whatever you want out of life, it is so much bigger than what you want out of life. Chase was a Major League Baseball player, but he also was a conduit of hope. He also was somebody that wanted to change lives. And he took the time to recognize somebody that had cancer when he was a major leaguer. Don't we ever think that we're too big to help other people? Because you never know the seed that you're gonna plant that could change somebody else's life. That kid comes up and he starts talking to everybody. He said, because of guys like Chase, I started to believe in myself. Because of guys like Chase, I started to think that I could get through it. Because of guys like Chase, I started to think that my purpose was way bigger than cancer. So what I want to tell you today, and I want you to ask yourself a question. Why? Why have I been put on this earth? And why am I fortunate enough to even be sitting here right now? There's some kids at this school who can't sit here right now. They're in the special education class right now. And I just went and visited them, and it reminded me of a kid named Jamie. Jamie was my buddy in 3rd grade. Jamie was a lot different than I was. He had issues with his mind. He had things that he couldn't do, the things that you all get to do. Just like your classmates in the special education classroom now. But Jamie touched my life, and I can remember it today. He was a light. It didn't matter about his circumstances. Jamie was always smiling. It didn't matter about what he was going through. Jamie was always positive. It didn't matter what had happened to Jamie. He was always pressing forward. Now my question to you is, and I got to thinking, I don't know if any of you saw me, but I was just having a moment there with a grown man, 6'4", 250 pounds, crying, man. I was just crying out there. I wondered, why am I so lucky? And I want to ask you that. Why are you so lucky? Why are you so lucky? I'm looking at all of you. I'm looking at all of you beautiful faces. I'm looking at all of you being able to chit chat, all of you being able to laugh, all your beautiful hair. I'm looking at all of you that walked in here today. Why you? Right? Why were you the one that you'd be capable of this, but others aren't? Think about that for a minute. Why are you blessed with all that you have, but others don't? Why did it happen for me that I was born like this. But here's the thing, we often judge other people based upon things that they can't control. We often judge other people based upon things that they can't control. Yo, you didn't choose the family that you were going to be born into, so why judge somebody for theirs? Y'all feeling me? Yet, we talk to other people like they were in control of that. And I heard there's been some people that are making fun of other people for their home life situations. Y'all didn't choose that. My brother's adopted from South Korea. He came to our family before I was born. My parents weren't able to have children, so they adopted my brother Jack from South Korea when he was 5 months old. 2 years later, this big guy came along, right? And I often wonder about the thoughts that my brother has that he got adopted out of South Korea into the Thonvold household. And I often wonder, man, what are the thoughts that Jack has that he is no longer with his biological parents? What is the way that he thinks? And I want you to start having empathy for other people that you come across every single day, because you have the opportunity to make this world a better place. You do. Don't wait for anybody else to change a life. You change a life. Y'all with me? So when you look at people, you got to start seeing one thing. You got to start seeing miracle. You got to start seeing miracle. When you look at somebody else that doesn't look like you, that doesn't have the same religion, that has a different skin color, that comes from a different place than you, that's got a different home life than you, you got to see miracle. I remember I was driving up to go speak to a reservation school called CBQ, and I stopped at the Burger King. You guys know the one? Yeah. So I saw this man on the street that was looking for money. He didn't look like me. I saw 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, 5 person that looked just like this man walk by him and didn't get to give this man nothing. And I said, I don't care what this guy looks like. His heart is red and my heart is red. My heart is red and your heart is red. My heart is red and your heart is red. Yeah, now we talking. Your heart is red. So when I see a man that is less fortunate than me, I don't need to judge his circumstances. I don't need to ask myself, why did he get himself into this? That's not of my concern. What is of my concern is how I can help somebody. And I gave that man, I said, here's my card, bro. Let's get you anything you want today. And he got the Big Mac, whatever you want to call it, Burger King. He got